I think that a lot of young men feel that nobody cares about them right now, but Markiplier does.
Welcome to Review Mean, the channel where we go an extra mile to simplify your movie decisions. Iron Lung is one of those rare movies where the backstory might be as big as the film itself. Markiplier, a YouTuber, self-funded a $3 million indie horror project and somehow got it into real theaters, which already feels like a win. But once the lights went down and critics actually watched it, reactions were mixed. Some praised the ambition, others weren't sold on the execution. So let's break down what some of my favorite reviewers had to say. Jeremy jokes that YouTubers are growing up so fast making movies while he's happy, staying a floating torso. He goes in skeptical of what he calls the Markiplier show, expecting an ego project, but ends up pleasantly surprised. Once the movie stops feeling like Markiplier doing a gravelly, badass voice in a tiny metal box, Jeremy admits the guy can actually act, especially when he's panicking. He praises the creepy sound design and claustrophobic atmosphere, but says the first half drags hard and feels more like watching someone play a game than watching a movie. He had to go home and look up Iron Lung lore explained on YouTube just to understand what he watched. He thought the movie was messy, with a slow start, but passionate and oddly compelling. Cody Leach respects the grind and calls it inspiring, especially how Markiplier basically brute-forced a theatrical release with fan power alone. He loves how faithfully the movie recreates the game's look and vibe, and even says Markiplier does a solid job carrying the film. But then comes the killer, the runtime. For Cody, this should have been a tight little 20-minute short, not a 2-hour endurance test. He jokes that the repetition gets borderline punishing, like you're staring at the same dripping pipes and gauges forever. So, yeah, huge respect, cool lore, but watching it feels like serving time in that submarine with the guy.
Guy's a scumbag, I hate him. Dude, no, I totally love and respect this dude.
3C Films is impressed that Markiplier basically strong-armed theaters into showing the movie and calls the whole thing a win for indie creators. He digs the mystery, the X-ray photo gimmick, and weirdly enough says it has the best-looking blood he's ever seen. But like the others, he feels the 2-hour runtime is way too long and that non-fans might tap out. His conclusion is gentle but honest. Fans will eat it up. Everyone else might prefer streaming it at home with snacks and a fast-forward button. Grace doesn't really review Iron Lung so much as analyze it like a business case study. She straight up admits, not for me. Watches the trailer, shrugs and says, yeah, hard pass. But then she puts on her industry hat and goes, wait a minute, this is huge. To her, the movie isn't about scares or story, it's about what it represents. A YouTuber basically kicking down Hollywood's front door with a $3 million indie and still pulling big numbers. She compares Markiplier to an outsider disrupting the system, talks demographics, theatrical strategy, even theater chains saying, sure, we'll show anything that brings butts in seats. Her takeaway isn't, is it good, but this changes the game. So creatively, she's lukewarm. Business-wise, she's fascinated and mildly alarmed. Adam, on the other hand, wastes zero time.
I hated it.
For him, the concept sounds awesome. Blood ocean, tiny submarine, psychological horror. But the movie itself feels like being trapped in a metal box for 2 straight hours with the camera shaking in your face. He jokes that it really makes you feel like you're in an iron lung, because it's miserable. He praises Markiplier's hustle and says the acting is fine, but everything else drives him nuts. Too dark to see, nothing happens, endless photo machine noises, and lore that's told instead of shown. His big complaint is simple. This should have been a tight 20 to 30 minute short, not a feature-length endurance test. Passion project? Sure. Fun movie? Not even close. Now let's round up the numbers and convert to percentage. The review mean score for Iron Lung is 38% compared to 44% on the tomatometer. Almost everyone agrees Markiplier deserves credit for actually pulling off the impossible, but once you get past the good for him applause, the movie itself doesn't fare nearly as well. Fans see it as a passion project and a win for indie creators, while reviewers see it as slow, repetitive, and way longer than it needs to be. One thing is certain, however, Markiplier has changed the game forever. There you have it, folks. But what about you? Did our score match your vibe? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if this helped you make a more informed decision, or gave you one less thing to Google today, give a big thank you to the amazing reviewers we featured. The links to their reviews are in the description below. Support their work, and of course smash that subscribe button for Review Mean. Like, comment, share, and I'll catch you in the next video.